And we're live.
Live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Yo.
Fire in the Hole. Oh, been a busy night. Got fourth review here. We're doing. Nick Barnes has joined us to talk about his sauces. Heiko was gifted a whole bunch of them for his Secret Santa, and so we're here to check them out. They were the first three have been amazing. I haven't had a hard time with any of them. Even the mushroom one that I didn't think I was going to like, I ended up loving it. So. On that note, I'll send it over to Heiko. Let's send it over to Nick, and we'll get rolling.
So thanks again, Nick, for being here. I really appreciate
Thank
you,
you.
giving us your time and actually telling a little bit about all the hot sauces that you make. Again, I have seen them online. I've been jealous for all the people that actually got them, and now I've got them myself. So I'm a very, very happy camper. So we've done 3 right now. We have the lofty goal of doing all 8. And after the first one, Greg and I both realized we would not be doing justice to your actual sauces. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing 4 right now, and we'll set up another date for the other 4.
Yeah.
And there's another one, the 5th one that I don't have. So we'll work all the details out. We would like to close this session off with your Serene Nectarine. I'm really, really intrigued by this one. The artwork again is done by your wife. What can you tell us about this sauce and the ingredients that are going in it?
So this one, I mentioned in the previous videos, a good friend of mine, Rory, he's a farmer up in northern Washington, and apples are his main thing and cherries, but then he also has got nectarines that it's a couple trees that are, I think, mainly just for, personal consumption. And we were up there this summer visiting, and they were ripe at the time, and they're white nectarines. And I was just like, I got to make a sauce out of these. It's all the sauce gods are calling to me. Like, this is the prime time to do this. So it's basically just nectarines. And then I used apple cider vinegar. I also found a honey infused white balsamic. And then it's sugar and honey, local honey, and I think some vanilla in there.
The smells intoxicating.
What's going on? You can smell honey. I can smell honey in it, actually. And again, what I've done with the bottles is I've split them up between Greg and me. And my opening is a little bit bigger than his, so I'm talking about the bottle, nothing else. Okay?
Oh, the pour is beautiful. Consistency is just luscious.
This was just like a spur of the moment idea, and basically the only goal I had in mind was to try to preserve the fresh fruit of it. So I tried not to do too much to kill the fruit.
I love that you can smell that it's nectarine. It doesn't smell like peach. Like you can tell the difference that the subtlety is still retained. Oh, it smells so good.
I can smell the honey in there as well. So
yep, fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole. I was too soon. Sorry about
that. Oh wow!
And there's the heat.
Yep, I think you're right. Those pinch of
when you breathe in, you can feel the heat just coming in.
Right.
That's awesome.
I used to poach peaches every time we buy a bushel of peaches. I poach them all, and always like a good dollop of vanilla in there, and it makes such a difference. Just a pinch of vanilla makes all the world of difference.
Right.
It really, it makes the nectarine in this case pop. It really does. That's a delicious sauce, man.
The thing that you've done really well is actually containing the velvetiness of an actual nectarine. It's got a very distinct mouthfeel to it, and I can actually kind of feel that in your sauce, which is a hard thing to do with a sauce.
Yeah, the same way with the pineapple, I could taste the little bits of pineapple. In this one, you can feel the consistency of the nectarine. That's delicious.
Kind of the fibers that just are in a nectarine that give it their flavorfulness. That's probably the best way to say it.
You can see it too. I mean, the way it sticks to the bottle, it's almost like pulp. You know, it sticks. It's just perfect. Wow, this is really yummy sauce. This is drinkable. I could drink that. Mm.
It's got a good heat though. I mean, I can feel it going through me. I can feel it a little bit at the top of my stomach. We have done a couple of other sauces as well, so that may help. But it's got a nice heat to it. It's not overwhelming. And the thing that I said before, I really appreciate the fact that I get all the flavors and then the heat just comes in. Like I said, when I inhaled, that's when I can start feeling it. Again,
Right.
my vocal cords are being hit, so that's a good sign. So
Yeah, this was back to the 7-pot Marugas in this one. So same as the pineapple pizza party.
Yeah, I think the pineapple pizza party was the hottest one so far. I think that one hit me like a punch. That one was so hot for me.
You'll notice there's a trend. Like anything that's got Dustin kind of as my inspiration, I try to like kick it up a bit. So when we get to his, you'll.
Wow, Barry.
We'll keep this for next time.
Yeah. But something I learned about, like I said, on this journey of making sauces and just absolutely not knowing what to do. And I was actually scared to make sauces for a long time. I grew up, my dad has always made a salsa, and like he's a chips and salsa guy. And every day, literally my entire life, and even prior to that, he was taking his own salsa and chips to work and eating it for lunch every day, you know. So I grew up watching him cook and make salsa. But to me, salsa is just like, it's fresh. It's something, it's you just keep it, you know, he only makes enough to make through the week, and then he makes another batch on the weekend, you know. So the whole hot bottling side, the pH, all the stuff that, you know, goes into making a hot sauce just kind of scared me. So it took me a long time to, even though I was inspired to do some of this stuff, I didn't ever pull the trigger until a friend of mine was finally like, just figure it out. I do it. I'll teach you how to do it. Here's my pH meter. Here's how you calibrate it. You know, like just kind of went through and just like, just do it. So once I finally took that leap, everything else was like, well, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what the proper way is to cook peppers. I just kind of started experimenting. So what I've learned with some of these dessert sauces, as you call them or whatever, I've figured out a way to kind of curb the pepper forward flavor. Because there's a couple brands out there that like you can tell they're simple ingredients, you know, which is nice. That's appealing to a lot of people, including myself. But because it's so simple, the ingredients versus the flavors versus the peppers are not on the same level. And now your peppers just take over, and it's like all pepper forward with a hint of something else. And so in this journey, I've tried to figure out a way to kind of combat that and try to add a lot of pepper. So my percentage of peppers is still up there for the heat sake, but not let them take the forefront, and going back to the flavor first and then the heat, all that stuff. So just the way that I cook and the order of operations that I've kind of put together, I've come up with this, and it seems to be working. I might just still be getting lucky and I don't actually know what I'm talking about, or it's a method that, you know, I will hopefully be able to keep doing. But I definitely tried to do that with this sauce because, like I said, I was really trying to preserve that fresh fruit experience.
So let me just interject there. I mean, the fact that we've done 4 sauces and they're all amazing and mind-blowing, that means that it is not you're getting lucky. There's a consistency here that actually shows that you know what you're doing. Yep. And you may not realize it yourself yet, but these are absolutely mind-blowing sauces that I've had so far.
Oh, thank you.
It's reassuring to be assured of something like that, right? I was saying to Heiko, my neighbors next door, the guy said, oh, you got to try this sauce. You got to try this sauce. And he gave me a big spoonful, and I tasted it. He said, what's the pepper? And I thought for a minute, and I thought, okay, it's not bitter. I know it's not Reaper. It's hot as balls. what kind of, what's the, what's the heat? And I go, scorpion. And my neighbor goes, oh my God, and it's a scorpion sauce, right? And I said to Heiko, it's reassuring. It's good to know that I'm actually learning this thing, right? Like I coming in, I was just an amateur, like I just a rookie, and but now I'm starting to get an idea for flavor profiles and starting to be able to,
Right.
not everything doesn't just smell like, oh, it smells like, I'd always say the same thing every time, but now I'm starting to actually get a hang of it. So I guess as a sauce maker, it must be really rewarding to hear somebody say, hey, you're getting it right, you're doing it right. Because
Well, I mean, it totally
like Heiko
is.
said, 4 out of 4 are bomb. I like all 4 of these sauces a lot. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to piggyback on that, like I said in my letter to you originally, like, you're one of my inspirations when it comes to this stuff, because there's people that do, it's one of those things, like, anybody can do something, like, that we're humans, we can figure it out, but there's certain people that excel at things, or maybe they're meant to do it, or they have just an innate like sense that takes them to another level. And I always put Heiko on that playing field of, like, he's not just a sauce maker, he inspires sauce makers, so taking that inspiration myself, and it's like, I guess you set the bar at a certain point, and you try to at least come into that to a certain degree, or at least try to do some sort of justice to it. But the funny thing, the flip side of that whole thing, I don't like sauce review stuff, because I don't have a very good palate. I feel like I said before, I'm happy when my sauces are edible to myself, because I feel like, okay, I did something good here. But case in point, like, I was at the Portland Expo a couple years ago, and I was with a group of friends, and everybody that's home craft makers will bring their stuff out, and everybody's kind of trading bottles around. And I got a bottle from a good friend, Jay Cook, and I swear in this conversation, somebody had said that this was like a strawberry sauce. So in my head, I'm like, okay, strawberry. I tried it. I taste strawberry. So then as I'm talking to him, I'm like, oh, it's really good. Strawberries come forward and everything. He's like, that's funny. There's no strawberries in it. This is a cherry sauce or something. And I'm like, oh, I'm the biggest idiot in the world right now, but, like, that's just how my mind works. Like, I don't feel like I can tear things apart, but it is, I do appreciate when someone else can do it for something I've made, so.
I've got a question for you. I mean, I'm lucky enough myself that I can actually, when I cook, I can envision how things are going to taste when I'm cooking them, when I add something to it. But you're saying that you've got a hard time distinguishing flavors. How do you get to these great sauces without being able to taste the differences? Because these are absolutely mind-blowing. Trust me.
Well, so, I mean, I think aside from luck, I truly do just think that not having a specific end goal really helps sometimes, because then I don't build myself into a box. And if I don't hit that specific goal, then I it's a failure or whatever. So I think that's just part of the recipe that I've kind of put together with some of these, is I'm just more excited about the experience of making sauce than necessarily the end goal. And like I said, as long as it tastes good at the end, then I'm happy. But I don't necessarily go, I'm going to set out to make the best steak sauce ever, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. I just kind of get inspired by either a story or a joke or an ingredient at a store or something like that. And then I go, hey, I got an idea. I'm going to take this, this, and this. And it just, I don't know. It's an organic process. There's no real science to it, I guess. But
so what I can say about that is that you've got a talent that you should definitely keep on doing. And I look forward to a lot of different sauces that are coming from you.
Well, I appreciate that.
This is absolutely amazing. This has been a good travel for me, just trying all these different sauces and all the flavors, and so many different flavors as well. They're absolutely amazing, and I look forward to the other 5 once I get the other half bottle from Greg.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you coming out, man.
Yes, thank you very much, Nick.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun to get the story behind the sauce, get the sauce makers' thoughts and intentions when they, because I think a lot of times you get a happy accident too, where it was something you went in one direction, the thing went in the other direction, and at the end you say, holy smokes, look at that, we accidentally invented something amazing. The lemon bob peppers, for example, that was a total mind blower. We didn't see those coming at all. That changed everything. All the sauces after that were well, the pumpkin pyro benefited hugely from that this year, and that probably will go down maybe as the best pumpkin pyro so far. I might even hazard a guess, but yeah, it was amazing, Nick. I really enjoyed the first 4. I can't wait to do the next 5.
Thank you, guys.
It's a wonderful journey. So I'll say goodbye to everyone. We'll say bye to Heiko. We'll say bye to Nick. We'll have one more sip of apple juice here and say thanks to everyone for watching Fire in the Hole, and we'll see you next time.
We get more to come.